You are about to see mutilated corpses, burning tank carcasses, and all out mayhem, brought to you by Frontline Fatalities.
Sup, COH fans, and welcome to episode 67 of Frontline Fatalities, brought to you by the Frontline Network, presented by me, FatalSaint, and Tommy. What's up, Tommy?
What's up, FatalSaint? We are here today on Angerville with a game from Automatch. It's a bit of a rare one in that we've actually got reverse positions for Angerville, which is precisely the topic of conversation that came up when we casted Aljaz versus Silence the other day, and we were saying how weird it is when you have Wehrmacht in the north and US in the south.
Yeah, exactly. It is quite different. It just doesn't play out the same. It's going to be interesting to see how Sandland, who's going to be taking on the US faction in this game, against Slim Shady as the Wehrmacht. You ready to go, Tommy?
I'm ready.
Pause in 3, 2, 1, unpause. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And straight off the bat, it looks like Sandland is doing no engineers. Only starting engineers, building his racks instantly. So he's probably going for a bigger tier 1 then.
Ooh, interesting. Okay, so...
Is this some form of a counter to the big Wehrmacht tier 1, would you say? Or, I don't know. Why would you do that? Why don't you start?
What he's doing is he's shaping up for a 5 rifle, probably a 5 rifle opening with a single engineer, but he could also build another engineer a bit further down the line and go for the standard 4 rifles. But what this does is, because you're not spending that extra manpower on getting the second engineer, you have, instead of having to wait to build your second rifle begins the queue immediately after the first rifle pops, which means that you can have 2 rifles on the field when your opponent only has a single Volk. So naturally, you outnumber him, you're able to push him off the field, and if you time it well, if you can get really up in his face very early with those 2 rifles, then you can have a huge advantage on the very early game.
Yep, second rifle is already queued up, even before the first one pops out of the barracks, who just popped out the first rifleman squad for Sandland. What about Slim Shady? Is he doing something special? I see his first Volk is on the field, so I guess he's just floating now to build his second one, or building an MG, or what do you think?
He seems to be floating. I imagine double Volk opening,
Double Volk, yep.
Pretty standard stuff, so he's up to 250 manpower, but he's not going to even be able to start building that second Volk until now he starts building the second Volk. So, you know, that second rifle probably going to be popping in the next couple of seconds. That's when he's going to have this window of opportunity, 2 rifles against a single Volk and a Pioneer. An easy win should be, theoretically, as the strategy goes, should be an easy win for Sandland.
Yeah, his second rifle is out. He's actually queued up a Jeep now after his second rifle popped out of the barracks, and he's engaging the first Volk squad and the Pio from Slim Shady on the left-hand side, trying to stall the high fuel from getting capped. Slim is putting up some sandbags. Nice focus fire from Sandland there from his rifles, trying to kill the Pioneers building the sandbags. And they're actually standing on the wrong side of the cover. Here comes the second rifleman squad now from Sandland as well. And as you say, it's going to be quite easy for him to push off this 1 Volk and 1 Pio from Slim Shady if he has enough time, because he's fighting quite close to the Wehrmacht base. So the second Volk squad is actually going to be able to reinforce the first one here now.
Yeah, this is a bit of a tough timing for him, given how quickly that second Volk came up.
He tried. He's gonna try to stick in it and see. Wow, he suffers 2 very quick rifle casualties from the focus fire from the 2 Volks. He does take 2 Volks down, did he? Yep, 3-man squad left. Here comes the Jeep. This is gonna help him by pushing the Volks out of cover. The low health, low man Volk instantly retreats, while the full health one sticks around for a little while. But due to the pushing Jeep, he is forced to retreat. So at least he's denied Slim Shady the high fuel on left-hand side now. Wire? That's interesting. Is that to stop the Jeep?
That is, well, that's it's an interesting place to put wire. You do see a few Wehrmacht players put it. Yeah, it's normally a sign that he's going to be camping pretty hard on the left-hand side, because it prevents that kind of deep flanking from all the way behind. that hedgerow there. And also, you know, if he puts further wire in the gap in the hedgerows around the middle of the map, then he can really set up quite a hardcore camp on this left-hand side. Of course, if you're a Wehrmacht player, you can't camp forever on this left side because you've only got the single VP.
Yeah, you need one of the VPs on the right-hand side, and he does have the first one capped, so he has actually drained Sandland of 25 VPs already. Sandland tried to put a mine down at the 16 fuel, but it's not finished building, so it's not going to cause a problem for Slim Shady. And right now, it looks like Sandland is basically just stalling as long as he can on the left-hand side, while he sends one rifleman squad that took the cutoff before over to the right-hand side to start capping there as well.
Well, the little push worked out. I mean, the timing could have been better, but he did manage to force up both Volks and get a couple of kills as well. So it wasn't totally a one-way street in terms of the manpower lost and gained. He is going to have sort of, you know, he's going to have fuel dominance in the early game due to the fact that he's capped essentially Slim Shady's plus 16 over here on the left, and he's going to be able to link up the fuel on the right fairly surely as well. I'm interested by this addition of the bike as well. I think that's basically just a counter to the Jeep. I don't imagine that was a normal part of his build order because you wouldn't normally see a bike come out as the 4th unit if that was going to be a normal part of your build order.
Yeah, Volk MG bike for Shady, and we do have rifle, Jeep, rifle for Sandland. So he does have 5 tier 1 units with only the single engineer. So let's see if he's going to try to tech now, because he's going to be able to tech whatever he kind of wants to. He's got a 26 income as he has captured the fuel on the right-hand side, even though he lost the one on the left-hand side back to Slim Shady, which is trying to get it into his own possession.
Here comes a huge flank now. We've got rifles coming from all directions, but there's a lot of mines. And these 2 rifles are going to hit a huge mine here.
Oh, he gets lucky in only one. But he did get a nice flamer flank on the MG. It did try to flip and position itself to hit the rifles on the right-hand side, but it did not manage. And combined with the Jeep now, it's actually going to be able to be a complete force of the Wehrmacht forces off the field again. He did get the fuel on left-hand side of Shady, so he's going to get a little bit of an income, and most likely that's going to secure him to at least get to tier 2.
We did have a rifle go up and grab that cutoff as well, but he did have to eat a mine to get that, and he was then forced off by the MG. So lots of, you know, it's a real bloodbath so early on, but I think honestly that Sandland is losing a lot of manpower for not a huge amount to gain at the moment. He's putting a lot of pressure on the fuel and a lot of pressure on that cutoff, but he's losing a lot of manpower to get that, so I don't know whether it's quite worth it for him or not yet.
Yeah, it looks like Slim Shady is doing, you know, kind of like Aimstrong plays Wehrmacht. You know, he'd rather give the territories away for a little while and then just come back in force and take it back, and then causing a lot of manpower damage to the American instead.
His rifle squad's gonna take MG fire right in the face at the cutoff. So he did manage to get the... Oh no, the Jeep's actually gonna go down here.
Oh wow, yeah, both the bike and the Jeep was extremely damaged. The bike has a damage ending as well, and the Jeep goes down to half a burst from the MG on the right-hand side at the cutoff, on left-hand side of the cutoff. Did find some Pios in the bottom left-hand corner, forces them off with one of the rifle squad. We do have the supply yard up in Sandland's base, so he's going to be able to tech, and he's going straight for the mortar pool. So quick M8, I'm guessing.
Okay, so I guess the sad thing is it's not going to be a particularly quick M8. He's only just started to put it up past the 7-minute mark, so he's probably not going to start building that M8 until, you know, it's not going to pop at least until halfway through 8 minutes. So there should easily be some counter tech from Shady. He should be able to get his tier 2 up. He's actually floating almost 600 manpower right now and up to 50 fuel. So I'm surprised. Here we go. Here's the creep barracks getting put up now.
Yeah, so he's going to be able to field some form of an answer to the M8 if Sandland goes for that instantly. Let's see, he's just waiting for the manpower now. And his rifles on the bottom left-hand side that chased off the Pios now gets chased off by the bike and the 2 Volk squads from Shady. At the same time, Sandland is capping down the whole right-hand side though, so he's going to have plenty of resources even if he loses parts of the left-hand side to Slim Shady now.
Yeah, for Sandland, the priorities right now are really just keeping hold of his manpower, making sure that he's not restricted in any way by manpower to getting that M8. The only restriction he should be facing is fuel in an ideal situation, and he doesn't really want to lose too much manpower so that as soon as the M8 pops, he can make a big combined push. Attempting to go for more flanks right now would just result in a loss of manpower for him.
Yeah, there's 2 MGs, 2 Volks, and the bike is still alive. Was that the extent of Shady's tier 1?
That was the extent of his tier 1, yeah. Okay. So it's kind of an old school tier 1. I'm so used to seeing snipers nowadays in tier 1s. You know, I was expecting him to tail off that tier 1 with a sniper after the 2 MGs, but he's gone for this sort of 4.5 unit tier 1, quite a light one. And he's going straight into the tier 2 with a Grenadier, and he's following that one up with a pack. He does have 125 munitions in the back, so a Shrek is going to be probably on the cards as soon as he knows that there's an M8 on the field.
Yeah, the M8 is just on the field now, and it is upgrading with the side skirts. He can't actually afford a top gunner yet, but he's got a fairly healthy income of 43 munitions, so he's gonna be able to give him the top gunner as well. But yeah, as you said, it looks like Shady's gonna have an answer to that instantly with a Shrek and a pack. That's plenty against an M8. That's all you need to keep it at bay.
He's going very aggressive actually with his M8, not going to try and play the harassment game. He's going straight for the base rush.
Small
the
window.
The Shrek has already begun to upgrade though. It's going to be done in just a few seconds.
Sandland could potentially actually M8 mine the Krieg's barracks if he wanted to. He's got 50 munitions in the bank, but he's actually going to opt for backing out of the Murmark base now as he see the Shrek getting upgraded on the Grenadier from Shady. So a little bit unlucky. I think Sandland really tried to get in there when he had a very slim window of opportunity, but you know the Shrek upgrade was already upgrading as he ran into the Murmark base.
A long-range damage engine on that M8 with the pack creeping up could be a little bit dangerous.
Ooh, the pack can probably set up, but I'm not sure if the M8 has now backed into the fog of war, and the pack without backup can't go further to the right-hand side due to rifles and flamers. So that M8 is going to be able to get out of there and fight another day. But at the same time, we did have almost a full retreat from Sandland. He also just backpedaled one rifleman squad back to his triage, which he just put up in his base.
Okay, that's nice. So he's going to have some nice, healthy units here. I think that a good thing to do right now for Shady would be to get himself some veterancy, as he knows that he's going up against the M8 first, and especially once he notices the triage tech, some veterancy is probably going to be necessary to keep him on parity, especially with all these very low health bolts. One of them is actually less than 50% health.
Wow, yeah, I thought it was actually not at 5 men. That's why it was so low health. But yeah, 5 men with 45% health or so. We do have an MG, but it's getting attacked from all angles while the Volks are backpedaling away to the yellow cover of the tree and the high grass and the bushes there. Here comes the bar pop in the middle of the engagement. It's going to force Shady off completely. Both Volks was very low health, as you said. It's not possible to stick around now. It's going to be forced off completely, maybe. Where is the M8? He's just repairing on the right-hand side, I think.
Yeah, it had a damaged engine, so it was going to take a few seconds. But this is... He went for double Shreks on these Grens, but that means very little in the way of anti-infantry for that squad. And it's going to be a full retreat off his left-hand side here. A nice push that was really just lacking one element, which was the M8. I would have liked to see that join it, but it wasn't even necessary.
No.
There is the sniper out now from Shady beginning to pop away.
Yeah, I saw that sniper running down the middle road, and I was fairly surprised for, it's a very late sniper.
It is a late sniper. I think it's, I don't know, it seemed like a response to, I've got all the AT I need, now I'll invest more into anti-infantry, I suppose, once he was safe, or felt safe against the M8. So Sandland does pay a bit of manpower, but he does manage to get that cutoff, and he'll probably, he's going to be able to decap the fuel as well. But to be honest, going after the fuel and after the cutoff so late, going spending manpower for the cutoff so late in the game, relatively speaking, we are almost, 12.5 minutes in. Generally not worth it if you're having to spend an awful lot of manpower to get it, because going for those cutoffs is really only going to make a big difference in the very early game when you can really cut your opponent off and prevent him from really teching. But fuel is not really a limiting factor for Shady, who's actually managed to put up his Sturm Armory still with 50 fuel in the bank, so he's going to be able to produce whatever he wants out of that as soon as it's done.
I guess he was in control of the left-hand side for quite a while. He's actually capped the fuel outside of Sandland's base as well, and he's also capped the fuel outside of his own base in the north. So I guess his fuel income was very healthy before he got cut off.
Yeah, and it's going to be back in a pretty good shape as well. Here comes the M8, going to do a bit of harassment. The pack is in a very defensive location, all the way back on the bottom right-hand corner. This is one of the toughest things about Angoville when you're a Wehrmacht player, is fighting the M8. Due to the way that the map is so split right down the middle, you can't have a pack in both locations. You either have to focus on one side and have the pack just cover that one side, or if you're going to try and play both sides, it almost requires 2 packs. It's the one map where I would be tempted to get 2 packs, but often, you know, it's a big manpower investment into killing one pesky little vehicle.
Yeah, but if you get unlucky, that vehicle can get a lot of kills in the game. But I think Shady has done something fairly okay. On the right-hand side, he's put his double Shrek-Ren in the building, so they get some nice garrison bonuses there. You know, and then he moved his pack over to the left-hand side, which is more open and better for support weapons. So I think that's good. He's going to be able to keep the M8 at bay from the VP on the right-hand side. At the same time, he's going to be able to keep the M8 away from the left-hand side, at least a little bit, with Faust and the pack. That's good.
Yeah, here comes another big bar flank here. Bar's getting right up in the face of these Volks, but the Volks had already popped a med pack. And they're doing a lot of damage to these bars.
First stripe of veterancy for Sandland's rifles is from killing a bunch of Volks. At the same time, the two MGs are suppressing and pinning 2 rifle squads, so he's only really got 1 rifle squad to play around with. Nice focus fire from the bars, almost takes down the MG and forces it to retreat.
It's another full retreat though there from Sandland. He, again, I just don't know whether these attacks are that worthwhile for him. He's spending a lot of manpower. Really, what did he kill there? He killed a couple of crew members from the MG and a couple of Volks, and he lost a heck of a lot more than that. We see a full retreat from the US from the danger zone by that cutoff once again. And now the Puma's out, and that's going to start putting in the hurt. The only real counter is the M8 at the moment, which is restricted by that pack.
Yeah, as long as he keeps the Puma as a defensive tool. Right now he's using it very aggressively, trying to force off capping engineers, which is not a bad idea, because the M8 can't dish out enough damage to kill the Puma quickly enough, so he's going to be able to just run back to his pack, or at least run away from the M8. Ooh, he's going to get the decap of the munitions, but it might not be worth it. This Puma stationary. Oh, wow, that was lucky. That engineer should have gone down there if he stayed stationary.
This is so random. Sometimes it's like, you know, each shot kills a guy. Sometimes they just never seem to hit.
I think it was because he started moving away from the M8 at the time when the retreat modifier was in on the engineers, so he never got the killing shot there. If he would have stayed stationary, I think he would have gotten a killing shot. Because generally, on engineers, even if they are retreating, stationary Puma just rips them apart like limb from limb every shot.
Okay, so we got the M8 is just going back to the US base. Big force moving out from the Wehrmacht player here on the left-hand side. We've got this Vet 1 thing going across the board. We've got Vet 1 on infantry, Vet 1 on vehicles, and I'm seeing another Gren queued up instead of getting Vet 2. He does just have the fuel for it, but he's getting another Gren instead.
That was nice from SlimShady, having the double Shrek-Ren in the building there. He did force off the Pyos from capping the VP, effectively stopping the drain on himself. And here comes some barred rifles now going to flank the Gren. Yeah, he needs to retreat instantly.
Immediately. He's actually going to stick around and try and get lucky here.
Ooh, nice long range hit. Second one just right into the fencing.
On retreat, these guys are very low health and they are holding 2 Shreks.
Ooh, nice prop war to save his retreating Grenadiers. That was a nice investment of 100 munitions, I think.
Oh yeah, easily. I mean, that saved him 125 munitions practically in terms of the loss he could have made.
You know what?
So that's always nice. So we got Terra chosen. So that would explain the tough Grens and Volks we've been seeing. They have been under the influence of Zeal.
Zeal, yeah.
Under the influence. It's like they're on some kind of
They're under the influence
crack.
of some form of, yeah,
some substance abuse,
drugs.
Class A drugs.
I just saw Sandland taking stickies, which I find is perfectly normal when he's facing tier 3 play, and you know, Pumas, he can get a sticky on, damage engine and chase him down with the M8. But I also saw, you know, Sandland being the clan leader of WMD, which is where is my demo? Where's my demo? He just tech demos. So he's sticking true to his clan name, and I'm hoping to see some cool demos now.
Demos could be very interesting. I don't know whether he's going to be able to... I don't know what he has in mind. A
building,
base
maybe?
rush is probably off the cards, honestly, because he's just, you know, he's facing such a large Wehrmacht force now. He does, however, pull off a nice flank on that MG42, does get it decrewed, but again is forced to retreat, taking quite a lot of manpower loss as well.
I just heard unit down from Sandland, and I'm not exactly sure what he lost. I think he lost one of his engineers, yeah. The sweeper engineer is dead, the flamer is still there. He lost an engineer somewhere.
And there's a sticky. The Puma gets sticky and it's already low health, or below full health at least.
No
but
critical?
incredibly... Oh, no. The
Ah,
bars
there he
did
is.
it.
Small arms fire. When the sticky fails, bars can do the job, apparently.
This could be bad, actually. This is going to give it probably an
sticky.
instant bet 2, at least bet 1. To
Bet
these
1,
rifles.
probably. Yeah, there it is.
Yep, there's bet 1, so the veterancy is beginning to come in now. However, they just got a little bit harder because we do have bet 2 up now. And we've actually got... We've got lots of Shreks out from SlimShady. You must be feeling the pressure from this M8 because he's got a double Shrek squad and a single Shrek squad. So these Grenadiers not fantastic in the anti-infantry department, but very heavy AT.
They're very good at AT duty, and they're fairly sturdy with their Vet 2 as well. The sniper has been running from left to right, from left to right the entire game. He's getting a real workout.
Now he just needs to start doing those weird, glitchy press-ups.
Yeah, do some proper training.
Exactly. So we're having the Puma coming out again, being replaced after his brother went down in line of fire. Hopefully we'll see a bit of munitions salvaging for that to get a bit of bit more mines down. I think from SlimShady, he's not been laying too many mines in the last few minutes. I think he's felt it because he has been, you know, those flanks are starting to break through now. And of course we have seen the steal of an MG42 with these rifles aiming at the VP there.
Yeah. He's gonna start firing on Pios and the Volts, and they're all clumped up, but he actually has to get the suppression off. That was unlucky.
Wow, that was fortunate. I think that's actually the one good thing about Bet 2 Volts. I think they get a suppression buff.
A few percentages, is it?
Yeah, it's very, very small. It's like 5%, but
Something.
it's something. Hey, if it lets you survive an MG burst without going down, then can't complain. Wow, look at this huge, huge American force rolling out from Sandland's base now.
One, two.
4 rifles,
Yep.
an M8 and a flamer, so it's going to be pretty potent, but still lacks that really kind of proper anti-vehicle. So the Puma is still going to have a fun time.
Yeah, he does have the Shrek Rents on the right-hand side and the sniper, but he has no crowd control on the right-hand side. The remaining MGs are still on the left, I think. So these rifles and everything. Oh, nice prop war.
That was a nice prop war. Sandland having to make a choice between going after the sniper or going after the Grens, but instead Shady makes a choice for him by doing a full retreat out of there. All Grens and sniper are off the field.
Now the M8 can move out and try to be a defensive tool for Sandland while he caps up the VP on the right-hand side. At the same time, on the left-hand side, Shady is extending his front lines there and recapping the VP there. And also the munitions.
Ooh, check this out. Here's the first usage of demos going in on the building.
Nice.
Down here. Engineers laying a cheeky demo. Actually in a position such that from the default camera angle, you would have no idea that there's a demo there.
Can't see it. You gotta place your demos like that so you can see it.
That there is a demo there. That could be hilarious. I mean, I guess he's realized how much Shady loves camping that building. So he's just said, well, you know, if you're going to camp that building, then I'm going to blow you up.
If he puts anything in that building, it's instantly dead.
Oh, God.
Demolition charge. We do have a howitzer up in Sandland space as well, and the Grenadiers are actually going to go into the house. They pop Bet 3, and then they instantly die. They fall out of the window. 3 guys fell out of the window. And Shady is wondering what just happened to my Grenadiers. Because the explosion was kind of small, you didn't really see the huge explosion.
It was kind of small. Actually, it ripped a huge hole in the other side of the house.
But you can't see that.
The hole actually looks like something quite funny.
It was magic that killed them. As everybody knows, there was quite a lot of magic used in World War II. At least according to Sandland. I think he needs to go back to school.
It was a frequent weapon of the US Army.
And Sandland actually shows his hands and tells Shady what actually killed it. A demo! And Shady seems to be fairly impressed with that. I don't think he expected a demolition charge in that building. It's quite a shock, probably.
Demos on regular buildings are not something that you see every day. And it's even rarer that you see them actually do something.
Well, I guess that, you know, the Grenadier squad they were veterans for a very, very short while. Bet 3 and then died. And the MG actually faces the wrong way. No, what? The pack gets decrewed, and Sandland actually opts to off-map it, probably to destroy the gun permanently, so it's unrecruitable. But he could have stolen that, I
think he did it because he thought he wasn't going to be able to make the MG flank.
There goes the pack, and the Grenadiers do a nice flip from the explosion as well. I can see the howitzer actually moving on the map now, as I had it selected for quite a while now. and he's most likely going to be firing at something. An upgun Puma, is that instant response to losing the pack, you think?
I think so, yeah. I think he knew he was going to lose a pack, so he needed some kind of interim AT. Or anti-vehicle at least, it's not the AT.
Very light AT. I think it was a nice push from Sandland. He did pay for it a little bit with manpower, but he has been floating a little bit during this game, so it's not going to be a big problem for him to just reinforce his squads in his base.
We are now seeing a Stug is getting built by SlimShady.
He must be expecting TD maybe or something, because before this he had no idea the howitzer was here.
So
yeah, but just now, that was the first barrage.
Oh, but there is actually TD up, so I stand corrected.
Yep, TD is up with
I guess
an
you probably
M10
noticed there's been a lack of sort of fuel expenditure for quite a while. Here come the Vet 2 rifles coming in on this Vet 3 Gren.
Off map used on the MG and the Volks. Volks is in retreat. The MG is packing up and trying to run back to base. Everything retreats and is actually going to get out of there completely unharmed, except for a little bit of small armor fire. Oh no, that sniper is getting very, very low, very dangerous. And here's the Stug now out from Shady's Sturm Armory. He's going to be able to tango a little bit with that M8 now. And you know, if you can start getting it up, that Top Gunner on the Stug is a beast. Seriously. Oh yeah, the Stug Top Gunner is great. And the Geschützwagen Top Gunner. There's another demo on the building on the right hand side. A few Volks just passed it, but Sandland has no line of sight on it, so he didn't see that. They were basically standing right on top of it. Oh yeah. It was very, very close. Oh, that demo is actually quite easy to see though, so... Is he gonna retreat through the demo? Come on, come on! He did, but it only killed one guy. That was disappointing. Now all he has to do is lay a demo at the corner of the building, the opposite corner, and he can actually bring the whole building down to whatever comes inside it. So one of the great things about the physics in this game is that if you actually take out all 4 supporting walls, the building will come down. Yeah, the supporting corners of the building, if they get destroyed, the building gets destroyed. So and you can do that just with a vehicle, actually. If you take like a vehicle, like a Puma or an M8, and just drive it up into a corner of a building, it'll take out the corner. You'll take out the brickwork, and then you do that to each of the 4 corners. Obviously, it's not very practical in a real game scenario, but it looks cool. You can eventually bring the building down. It is possible. Oh, nice howitzer on the fuel. It does get decapped, but the Volks need to get out of there. Overshoot. Oh, I think he saw that second one coming. Saw it on his screen. It's like, this is nope. Kind of looks like this shell might fuse with one of the Volks' faces, so I'm probably gonna retreat him. Sniper still popping away now. 21 kills, so he has been racking them up steadily. Another Puma out from SlimShady as well. So he's going fairly heavy on the vehicles now, which means that these M10s that are basically just parked in Sandland's base, I think he might be gearing up for some form of a train. Ooh, an M10 train. Not showing his hand at all. Yeah, he's not showing his hand. He is draining Shady of VPs as well, down to 182 now, compared to Sandland's 374, which is fairly healthy. There's a lot of Vet 2 rifles around here, really giving these Vet 3 Volks a good run for their money. Second M10 is completed in Sandland's base, and it's just parking right next to the other one. I can see him on my minimap. Yep, he's just gonna wait there. He's probably gonna wait for the fuel to produce maybe a third one before moving out. Is that a magic number for a train, would you say? 3? I think so. I don't think you can really call 2 a train. No. 2 is just, you know, a tag team. 3 is kind of, you know, it's getting there. It's not the Alliage train. No, but he's crazy. Let's be honest here. That guy is insane. He builds like 6 M10s, and then he just goes all out. No, that was a train. That was a train. Remember when we saw Lolly in the 2v2 against in the ROM versus All Stars? That was a fucking armada of Stugs. That was a Stug train. I've never seen a Stug train like that. I've seen a lot of Stugs in a lot of replays, but that was kind of silly. But 3 M10s, I don't know. But we need to come up with a new word. We need to come up with a new, like, collective plural. Like, you know, you have a school of fish. A murder of M10s. It's a murder of M10s. Like crows, you know? A murder of crows. Oh, yeah. A murder of M10s. Doesn't really work. No, not really. Not at all. Not even remotely close. But the problem for Sandland right now is him being popcapped, because he's lost a little bit of the right-hand side. And he's got so many M10s now, and he's actually got 5 rifles, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rifles, a stolen MG, 2 engineers. He replaced the sweeper he lost and replaced it completely. And the howitzer eats up quite a bit of popcap as well.
It does, actually.
So the third M10 is not going to be able to pop, I think. It's just going to sit there completed.
That could be bad. Or he is capping another sector, though. He's going to have capped that in a couple of seconds, so hopefully that'll make the third one pop.
Might put him over the top, yeah, might.
Here comes more off-map, well, on-map in fact, sending the sniper running home straight away. It's a very short retreat path for him, though. But, you know, Slim Shady's army, it's pretty big right now, and it's pretty varied. He's got vehicles, he's got tanks or self-propelled guns, if you want to be anal about it. He's got a couple of Vet 3 Grens, both with Shreks, though. I think what he actually is lacking in is not AT. I think he's going to be able to handle the M10 train when it comes quite easily. But what I think will destabilize him is the rifles that follow. He can't really stand up to these Vet 2 rifles with nothing but Volks, and the Grens aren't much good because they've all got 2 Shreks or a Shrek.
Yeah, they have less rifles to shoot at the Vet 2 rifles with, so yeah, I think that's going to be the main problem. If he combines the M10 Armada, which is rolling down the center road, right next to a mine, he's going to hit it! Yep, there he goes. Only 1 damage engine at least. But he's going all out now for these Pumas, which are all running back to base instantly.
And the M10s can't hit them for shit, apparently.
Off-map use, gonna force the Shreks and the Pumas away back into the base again. But yeah, as you said, these Shotguns, the double Shotgun is gonna be able to handle the M10s, but now the Vet 2 rifles are hanging around them also. But he needs to repair... Wow, one of the M10s actually almost died completely.
He was lucky to get out of there with all 3 of them still alive, I think. If the pack had been in a different location, it would have been a very different story. And actually, we have another Shrek. We have both Grens now packing double Shreks, which is a very, very heavy munitions investment. And I don't know, it's questionable.
Oh! That was a bullseye. The pack gets decrewed. And the Shrek Grens almost die as well. Very low health, still at 2 men though, doesn't drop a Shrek. The pack gun is fairly damaged, and he's actually using attack move to destroy the gun with his barred rifles now.
He should totally steal that, because he skipped getting AT guns from the motor pool. He should totally steal that and then give himself an AT gun.
Yeah, I think an AT gun would be pretty good for Sandland, as he's facing the Shrek Grens, which means the M10s are still okay. You know, you can squish the Grens, but 4 Shreks does... I think 4 Shreks would instantly destroy an M10 if they all hit.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I think 3 is the number for the critical, isn't it? The third Shrek always like gives a damage engine or something.
Probably, yeah. And that's a nice Nebel barrage right on top of those Vet 2 rifles. The pack does get destroyed though. Sandland keeping on top of those pack destruction. So Slim Shady is now without a pack, and the MA goes down to a mine.
Yep, mine in the center, just between the hedges.
That's unfortunate.
The Stag's actually just been hanging out on the left-hand side. He left some form of AT over there while he's fighting the M10s on the right-hand side with his Shrek and the former pack that just got destroyed. But now without those 2 Vet 2 squads from Sandland, his infantry support is actually dwindling. He might actually lose 1 rifle squad on retreat if he gets focus fired. One of the men of that squad was actually further away, so they're going to be able to get out of there. But this damaged engine M10 is trying to limp out of there, but he's got 4 Shreks chasing him. 2 Shrek
Oh, he's got artillery covering his front. Oh no, he's going to walk right into the artillery, but he does actually retreat. I thought he was going to walk right into it. That could have been painful. No, but on-map nabs him on retreat, though.
Yeah, 1 casualty on retreat. I think those Grenadiers on retreat are extremely sturdy at Vet 3. They survived a demo and an artillery shot on retreat.
They must be feeling pretty heroic by now.
They're fairly lucky, at least.
Yeah. Oh, and I should probably mention, we're at 4 and sort of 3/4, bit more than 3/4 CPs for the Bear player right now. So he is getting very close to that big old KT, which could be very, very nasty when this M10 train is, you know, in a state of non-trainedness. You know, it's only 3 of them. especially with all these Shreks. He's not going to have a problem taking them down.
Yeah,
What he might have a problem with, though, is the VP situation.
Yeah, he's down to 94. He's grabbing the northern one on the right-hand side, and he's grabbing the left-hand side as well at the same time. He didn't have an MG there trying to cover it, but with a sniper, he's actually going to be forced to pack up and run away, which Sandland does instantly after losing one guy to the snipers. Is this he's going in for some anti-sniper flank with his 2 rifles here. He's going to be able to stick... Oh, nice first retreat.
Nice.
Awesome.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Oh, 2 M10s against this Stug.
Dear.
And all the AT is on the right-hand side.
Oh, dearie me.
He just stops there for a while.
Away, but here comes 5 CPs. The KT is unlocked, but he doesn't have the pop cap for it. It's not going to come to the rescue right away. He's almost certainly going to lose this Stug here. But he might be able to kill an M10.
Double bounce. The M10 gets the main gun destroyed, but there's still one in action. And he misses!
Oh, wow.
So unlucky. He's gonna try to focus fire the sniper on retreat an M10. You can always get lucky, but he doesn't get a shot off. The reload took too long. He's got 1 bar rifle. That's a good idea. Wow, already almost takes out the Neville.
Yep.
I think he popped bar suppression on the 2 Gwen squads.
He nabs the Neville, or the crew of it at least.
But he doesn't hit the Stug whatsoever.
Nice use of bar suppression on these 2 Grens, keeping them pinned. One of them gets out of pin pretty quickly though.
The Pioneers trying to repair the Stug actually got the engine back from a destroyed engine back to a damaged engine, but they died in the process from the artillery shot. So yeah, he paid for that engine repair, but I guess he can spare a Pio maybe.
Actually, he's
no
in
Pio
pretty
now?
dire straits with in regards to manpower and pop cap.
Oh really? Okay.
In that he has very little of either.
Does he have any form? Does he have any Pios left now? Can he even repair that Stug, or is he just gonna sit there?
He actually has 2 Pioneers. Yeah, he's got 2 Pioneers. He can repair the Stug, but what he needs to do, I mean, he's got the KT out now, which is one thing.
Oh, nice.
So
I
that's
didn't
good.
even see that one before. It's just
Yeah,
hunkering
he
around.
managed to freak out. He's going quite aggressively for this bottom right-hand side VP.
Well, he does need the VPs. He's down to 88 VPs for Shady right now. But that KT might pose a very large problem for Sandland, only having TD units to counter it, as the KT is a counter to the DD units themselves. So he needs a bigger train than 3 M10s, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely going to need a bigger train, or he's going to need to steal a pack or something like that, but the Neville goes down. It's a nice little win for him. He's bet 3 grand, showing they are made of sterner stuff.
I'm not exactly sure what Sandland needs, as he's pop-capped right now. All of his units, maybe he just needs to sacrifice a few units to replace them with something better, like, you know, at least get the 1 AT gun or something to keep the KT at bay somewhat. I don't know.
He just has superior infantry right now, and Shady just doesn't have the infantry to stand up to him, so he could just, you know, wipe out the support, cap the VPs, and get the VP win. I think if this game was an annihilation game, I think the Bear player would eventually be able to get the upper hand with the KT on side, but with so few VPs, I don't know if he's going to be able to snatch it.
Yeah, I'm checking out the Pumas on the left-hand side. Take a look at the right-hand side. I'm not exactly sure what's going on over there, but these Pumas actually managed to block the M10, and the pack took him out, combined with the Afghan Puma. Right now, he loses the MG. There's an off-map used somewhere. Where is that?
It's being used on the KT, right on top of him. The first shot actually does a surprising amount of damage. Not the CRT do too much to KT every so often, and the second shot does quite a bit as well, taking it down to less than half health, in fact.
Do have an up-gun Puma racing down the center road, taking out an M10 without a main gun. Nice victory. 2 M10s down right now. His KT is just getting stronger and stronger for every minute that passes and every M10 he kills. But we do have off-map combat group unlocked for Sandland. He's been floating quite a lot as it's been pop-capped. Here comes the off-map combat group. M8, double M8, rifle and an AT gun.
An AT gun, that's exactly what he wanted. He can forget the other double M8s. Doesn't really need those, and they're not really going to help him.
He can surge with them on the left-hand side against the Pumas.
Yes, there's so many Shreks like running around different places. These vet 2 Grens are out for blood. I think they're going to go for a sticky here.
That KT is surprisingly damaged. I guess they did a lot of damage to it.
The artillery did a lot of damage to it.
Wow, that much. And he's going to be able to sticky it as well, as he's got vet 2 long-range stickies on his rifles.
This could be an immobilization right here. Yep.
Yeah, immobilized.
so he's going to be easily circle strafe now.
Here goes the M8s as well. Whatever works, really. Here comes the Shrekwens trying to save their KT, and I'm not exactly sure what Sandland's doing. He's going to give the veterancy.
I think he wants to give the veterancy to the rifle, so he's
look at all the rifles surging out now from between the hedges.
Oh, he's going to give himself a vanilla, straight from vanilla to vet 3.
M10 goes down to... I'm not exactly sure what killed it. Something killed it.
That's not actually going to be enough to kill it, though.
No, he's got a...
Yeah, destroyed engine and immobilization. That KT is so boned.
It's basically a sitting duck right now. He can't do anything about it.
Does Sam actually have the munitions to keep on sticking it?
No, he's got no munitions. He used it all on off map now.
That's unfortunate. Here come the double M8s, tank team.
Wow. What?
The Stug just hit.
The Stug hit both of them at the same time?
They were, like, basically inside each other. So.
Yeah, they were. Here comes
the
pack
most
now.
non-sexual way possible, they were inside each other.
He's getting stuck. Another M8 actually loses one of them.
No, the rifle died throwing a sticky.
And killing the KT, so no veterancy.
No vet. I mean, you know, killing the KT is, you know, obviously a win, but the whole point was to get the veterancy. I would have rather had a vet 3 M10 than no vet at all.
Well, he did an attempt, and obviously this time it didn't pay off. But otherwise, it's if you can, you know, it's always good to get the veterancy. You know, everybody knows that vet 3 rifles are extremely potent.
Especially when you can go straight from vet 0 to vet 3.
Yeah.
It's so hard for your opponent to deal with that when you're already facing a bunch of vet 2. Because, you know, there's no point sending a vet 2 rifle to sticky it if you can send a vanilla rifle, because, you know, the vet 2 is only a couple of infantry kills away from vet 3 anyway. And
it's a fairly large chance that you get unvetted rifles in the late, or, you know, the late mid-game at least, when you start pumping out off-map combat groups. You always get a rifle here and there, and they're kind of useless when they're going up against vetted grenadiers and stuff. So if you can vet them up very fast with a KT kill, that's always good for you.
Yeah, exactly.
But right now the VP situation has changed. Shady is in possession of 2 of them, and he's guarding the left-hand side with an upgun Puma, one of the Shrekwens and a reclaimed MG. Sandland actually lost that before. And he's guarding the north as well on the right-hand side. So I think Shady can, you know, even with the loss of the KT right now, he can keep most of the things at bay. Because even if he lost that, he did get rid of all of the tank destroyers. I don't think he has a single one left. Only vehicle left in Sandland's army is the one M8 that survived from the off-map combat group. That's it.
Sandland just doesn't have all that much, period. Like, Shady easily has the superior army, I think, right now.
He might actually lose a rifle on retreat. Vet 1 rifle actually gets out of dodge. The MG now on the right-hand side again, just bunkering down even more. The only thing in Sandland's arsenal that can really dislodge Shady now is the on-map, and it needs to get some really epic hits.
Although the M8 does find the Puma, the outgun Puma here on the left-hand side, out of position.
Oh, nice long-range sticky on it.
With a sticky, that could be a vet 3 rifle right there.
Yeah, he's got 25 kills, but he doesn't get the kill!
2 Puma? Or vet 1 M8.
Ah, there he goes.
Lots of vet 2 rifles, but they both get prop ward there. Very nice.
He did get vet 1 for killing the upgun Puma with his M8, but he is now losing the VP on the bottom right as well. So Sandland's actually going to be triple capped now. He does have enough for another off-map combat troop. The problem is the population cap right now.
Oh, that's not a nice
He's losing a lot of the map.
He is losing a lot of the map, and he's feeling the pressure from the triple VP cap as well, I imagine. You know, the panic is... this is normally about the time that the panic begins to set in, when you realize that, you know, even though you've had pretty good time early game and mid game, it just begins to slip into the late game as you start fighting these vetted units.
Veterancy for, you know, not just the American gets better as the game progresses, the veterancy for the Wehrmacht player starts, you know, hurting your manpower income, as you can't kill his grenadiers, but his grenadiers can kill your rifles. He was getting a little bit sniper crazy with his M8, chased it down, but actually got sniped by a Shrek.
Finally, he's going to be able to get a VP cap here on the bottom right, but he just doesn't really have that much to hold on to it with.
Pop capped. He wants an off-map combat group. I can feel it. He's got 1100 manpower, and he's very close. He was fairly close to getting the off-map combat group out, but not close enough. He needs more territories.
This is a nice rifle push here. Again, big prop wars.
Oh, on-map was very close to taking out the pack crew. But now it's Sniper, an MG, and the Puma. He's trying to flank the MG, but he's flanking right into a Puma. Gets Vet 2 from killing the crew of the pack at least. So his rifles are getting stronger and stronger, but he can't really expand his army as he's popcapped. Lots of popcap issues for Sandland this time. He really needs to, I don't know, he just needs to bunker down and focus on a few territories and get them back into possession so he can start using his manpower for more off-map combat groups.
And now it's double sniper time from Slim Shady.
Ooh.
That could force a weapon support center sooner rather than later. I don't know, you know, if he rolls just one single bum OMCG and gets himself, you know, just like rifles and rangers and stuff, it's gonna be, it could be curtains right there and then. But actually, there is a weapon support center out from Sandland.
Double snipers queued up.
Double snipers queued up. Oh,
yeah.
jeez. Okay. So that's well, that's one way to get around it.
Look at that KT carcass on the far right-hand side. It's just begging to get salvaged. There's so many munitions in a KT carcass. Yeah, there's everywhere. M10s, M8s, Shermans, Puma. Nah, not Shermans, the KT and Pumas.
Tier 4 has just been tagged.
Oh, Vet 3 rifles on the left-hand side, capping, and actually takes out the MG before he can even suppress him. I did a lot of damage very quickly. The offensive bonuses from Vet 3 rifles are insane. They're really, really strong. And he's easily going to be able to match up against these...
one sniper goes down, one sniper goes down to artillery.
Ah.
No, both snipers go down to artillery.
There were two of them?
Double axis snipers, yeah.
I only see bits of limb. That's all I can see there. Well, that's very good for Sandland. It's going to be able to force off all the supporting. No! That was not that good, though.
No, that wasn't planned. I'm
pretty
pretty sure that was not part of the deal.
Maybe he's trying to throw Shady off his game now.
Look how many units I can throw into
yeah, I can just RD my own stuff. It's okay. It's okay. I'm still gonna win. Sandland is now down to 145 VPs, reclaiming the one on the left-hand side. He's got a Vet 1 rifle combined with his Vet 3 rifle capping now. And as he lost the MG, there's no suppression over there, no crowd control. There is a Puma, however.
Oh, there's another Vet 2 rifle. Lots of Vet beginning to rack up now. Even the Puma's taking quite a bit of flak from the Vet 3 rifle in the rear.
Yeah, kill Pumas and half-tracks and everything. Nice prop war.
Oh, it's another huge prop war.
Massive, yeah.
I mean, he's pretty close to the base, but still, it's going to help him keep that VP just for another, you know, minute or two.
I can hear something firing. Ah, it's on the right-hand side on, I think, is the MG or the pack, maybe?
It was just, yeah, I think it was firing the MG there because he had the sniper up to scout. Rifles are once again exiting the base, going to be trying to take back that VP, but the VPs are getting pretty tight now.
Yeah, Sandland was in a dominating lead before with over 350 VPs compared to Shady's, you know, just barely 100 or so. But now he's been drained for quite a long time. We're already, you know, 45, 47 minutes into the game. And, you know, after a while that triple cap really comes back and bites you in the ass.
Finally, Sandland's able to get just past these hedges on the right and actually begin to expand a bit in a place where he isn't getting constantly pushed back by prop wars. We got a bike out from Slim Shady, going to be trying to go after those allied snipers, but they've got an awful lot of support. I don't anticipate this bike having a very long lifespan.
Oh, he did scout out the AT gun. Is that a Firestorm?
That is a Firestorm. Unfortunately, none of the rockets hit.
It was a very slow Firestorm. Look at the Vet 3 bars. They destroyed a bike so quickly.
It's like an MG42 at point blank range.
Yeah, not far from it. We do have open combat group use double AT gun, mortar, and another rifle from Sandland. I think he wanted something else. Maybe double AT guns are pretty good though.
Double AT guns are always good. He probably would have rather had that when the KT came calling.
Yeah.
But actually, he's not, because he's not actually facing that many vehicles now. He's beginning to pick them off.
He's got a Puma here and there to fight against, but nothing more than that. Wow, the AT gun crew actually gets killed by what I think was one shot from one grenadier. Or was that a sniper? It must have been a sniper that took him out. Yeah,
I think it could have been a sniper. Yeah, there was Axis sniper in the field.
The mortar is actually bombarding what I think is that fuel. Yeah, the Pio's on the fuel on the left-hand side. At the same time, you take a look on the right-hand side, see what's going on over there, while this Puma is fighting these Vet 2 rifles. Where are the AT guns? There's one.
There's one AT on the right.
Yeah, one on the left, one on the right, splitting up his forces, trying to stay in possession of both VPs and drain SlimShady down his last 50 VPs or so. Ooh, immobilized Puma.
Coming in on the right-hand side here, but it's all hitting just a little bit shy of the mark.
He got fairly lucky with the scatter for a few barrages, and then the latest ones have been, yeah, kind of so-so. Wow, the Allied sniper is actually revealed by a Volk on the ground, and the Axis sniper is right there. Oh, he does cloak just in time. Could have been counter-snap there.
That Axis sniper is getting a little bit closer, and he yeah,
what?
Counter snipe.
Did he just hit the AT gun?
No, the Allied sniper went for a shot and missed.
Yeah, the Allied sniper, I think, hit the shield of the AT gun.
Oh god.
It looked like that.
That's a heck of a way to miss.
So unlucky. We did get the VP whited on the right-hand side from some Volks. We stopped the drain at least.
Rockets.
He unlocked V1.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, we do have on map on what I think is the MG. Yep, MG on the right-hand side. I think SlimShady is doing good. He's on top of his micro. He retreats from all of the off maps. None of the off maps have really done much. It's all the killing shots from artillery has been from the on map. So I guess all Shady needs to do now is like scout out the Allied base and V1 the howitzer. I don't know. Is that usually what happens?
He's gonna have the munitions for it.
Ooh, another Vet 3 rifle though from Sandland. I'm starting to think, you know, his infantry force is it's becoming more and more unstoppable.
It's becoming, yeah, very, very powerful. I mean, you know,
especially since the Vet 3 Gwens. Yeah, the Vet 3 Gwens are mainly AT.
Yeah, they're mainly packing Shreks. I mean,
yeah.
they've only got 4. They've got the equivalent of 1 Gwen squad's worth of rifles between them.
You seeing this on the left-hand side? Where do these snipers come from?
Fuck?
They're all trying to snipe the Allied sniper on retreat, but I didn't get it. He misfired instead. It's a lot of snipers. Where did they come from? I thought he lost them to the artillery, and then I saw him rebuild 1, and now all of a sudden there's 3.
So rebuilt 2 or resurrected the others somehow.
By magic. Oh, we do have a bike scouting out the Allied base. Let's see if he can see the howitzer fast enough before he gets killed by these smart rifles.
Yep, he does.
He got it. He got it.
I got it.
It's
V1 cam.
I wonder if it's gonna hit the howitzer or more like the triage.
Yeah, or the supply yard might get in the way.
Yeah, might be. On the right-hand side, these 2 Vet 3 rifles are trying to put up a fight, but there's a lot of snipers and MGs and stocks and everything.
That Howie crew. Jesus. What the hell happened to you guys?
I think the snipers from Shady is a good counter to these Vet rifles, and he actually loses 1 Vet 3 rifle. I'm not sure exactly why Sandland stayed around there. Thankfully, Sandland does have a lot of rifles in his arsenal, even though they're not all Vet 3, they're all fairly vetted up. And he's able to get around the MG before it sets up the suppression. The sniper's going to be able to be forced to soft pedal away from these Vet 2 rifles from Sandland on the right-hand side. Yep, he finally forced to
focus
retreat.
Fire at the last second to almost kill one of those snipers.
Wow, very low health. Nice prop war. And Shady is actually down to 6 VPs. Here comes the sniper from Sandland, actually capping
Oh,
the
boy.
VP. Very, very ballsy. There's a drop Shrek as well, but there's nothing to pick it up. Literally nothing even remotely close from Sandland apart from the snipers. The snipers should pick up the Shrek.
Oh my
Shrek
god,
is
a lot of active snipers coming out now.
I don't think he's gonna get the cap. He's running around uncloaked. He gets one. He actually gets
Oh my
both of
God.
them, but there's a third one, and he kills one of them on retreat. There was 4 snipers though. There were 4 Wehrmacht snipers from Shady.
That's
And
insane.
he doesn't get the cap though. Shady's down to 6 VPs.
Both players are just in their bases like, what the fuck's going on, man?
Off-map
Oh,
combat group.
That's useful actually. Just getting more rifles doesn't matter if they're vetted or not at this point.
Just
He
capping,
needs
yeah.
more manpower and more units that he has to either prop war or somehow deal with.
Oh, something went down on the left-hand side. I'm not exactly sure what that was. A Pio maybe or something.
I think it might have been a Pio or a Volk, yeah. Oh boy, this rifle's gonna get... Oh, and they dropped 2
Double
bars
bar.
as well. If this was earlier on in the game, that would be very useful. And if there was a spare Gren to actually pick it up. But I think Sandland, if he just sends that rifle, which is idle, if he sends the idle rifle to go cap the VP, there we go.
We had 3
then-
rifles, most likely gonna try to take out the Stug now. It's been sitting there with a destroyed engine since the last sticky. He's going for the snipers. Snipers! Kill the snipers!
Yeah, they're toast.
Oh, and he actually catches them, and Shady knows he has nothing to stop the rifles capping the VP on either the right or the left-hand side, which was actually being capped as well. So those 6 VPs would have drained extremely fast, and that would have been gained anyway. But that was a very, very good game. I think, you know, the early retreats from Slim Shady really let him preserve his manpower, and his army got kind of huge.
Yeah, he had a very big army at points. I think he just needed to, I don't know, it felt like a lot of Shreks. Felt like a lot of Shreks for Vet 3 Grens.
There were a lot of
I mean, you know,
Shreks.
it's a great platform for Shreks, but, you know, that's something like 250 munitions or something like that spent on nothing but AT, which didn't get all that much use. So,
I think he
you know.
shrieked on M8 here or there, and the M10s maybe, but
yeah, I guess it was a good deterrent against things like a Sherman that might have eventually come, but yeah, you know, it's very tough. It's always tough playing from North Anglo as Ver, so it's, you know, make no bones about it, it's not easy.
No, I think Shady was doing good as well. It looked very good and very strong for him as the KT rolled out, and you know, he killed most of the M10s and ran down the road with an upgun Puma to finish one off, and you know, he managed to kill an engineer and a rifle, and then yeah, Vet started to pile on for both players, and eventually with the shreked up Grens, he didn't have the anti-infantry he needed. When he started losing his vehicles, it was basically the beginning of the end there. Losing his Pumas.
exactly.
He needed something to counter the Vet 3 rifles. And snipers work until something happens, like artillery hitting them, or you know, he losing them in other manners. And after that, it was kind of just game. He couldn't really stop the onslaught of the rifles, the vetted rifles.
Yeah, it does become very tough when those guys get to Vet 2 and Vet 3.
Yeah, they're very, very strong, especially at Vet 3. They're very, very offensively strong, at least. Survivability-wise, they're a little bit better, but offensively, they become very, very strong. And when you have Shreks on your Grens, they can't really fight them at all, because it takes away 1 rifle per Shrek on the squad, and he had double Shrek squad, so they weren't much good in the anti-infantry department.
Yeah.
Very good game, nicely played from both Sandland and Slim Shady. Thanks guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and comment and like this video, and we'll see you guys for the next episode.
See you guys.
See ya.